Welcome back to another Watch Me Wholesale show. What we do here is we randomly choose a market and then we find a distressed property for sale that we can analyze, crunch the numbers, get to our offer price, and then call and make an offer. All of that and more coming up.
This video is brought to you by Fast Track, a partner program where Jerry Norton will fund your deals and mentor you. Learn more at fasttrackwithjerry.com.
If you're new here, I'm Jerry Norton and I went from dead broke to millionaire flipping houses. And after doing 1,000 deals, I created this channel to help you master the art of wholesaling and flipping real estate so you can live your dream life. Be sure to subscribe and click the bell icon to get notified when new videos are released. Okay, I've got my picker wheel up here. We've got 10 markets chosen. I'm gonna go ahead and spin the wheel. It's going to pick a market for us. Let's see what the winner is today. Springfield, Missouri is the winner. So now I'm gonna show you how to find a distressed property for sale that we can analyze. I'm gonna show you how to crunch the numbers, and then we're gonna actually call and make the offer. Let's go. Okay, so let's go to Zillow right now, and I'm gonna put in Springfield, Missouri. And when I put that in there, it's gonna give me the greater Springfield, Missouri market. All these red pins are active listings for sale right now. And unlike Redfin, Zillow does not have a feature where you can filter by distressed property. Redfin has the fixer-upper feature. Be sure to watch some of my Watch Me show episodes where we do Redfin, which is really nice. I just click fixer-upper and it gives me the list. Unfortunately, with Zillow, we have to kind of do our own makeshift workaround. So when I click on the More tab, down at the bottom it says Keywords. And right here is where you can type in a keyword like as is, fixer-upper, TLC, words like that. In fact, I created an entire master list of keywords, and I'll give that to you for free. I'll put the link in the description below, and you can download that master list. But it's got dozens of keywords that you can use to search looking for distressed properties like we're doing now. So I'm going to put in investor as our keyword, and then it found a handful of properties here under the investor tab. And then what I'm gonna do is I make sure where it says sort by, I'm gonna make sure it says newest. And then, because I wanna look at the most recent listing of a distressed property, because my goal is I can get in there before maybe competition and try to get a deal done. So the very first one is this little 2-bedroom, 1-bath house on Thoman. So let's look at this house here. And yeah, it just got listed here 3 days ago. It's already got 559 views, so it's getting some views anyway. It's getting some action. If you look at the pictures here, it's a little 2-bedroom house. Obviously needs a rehab. There's the kitchen. You can see the cabinets are a little beat up. The flooring's beat up. I've only got 6 pictures here, so it doesn't give me a lot of information, but it's not fallen down. It's not hammered. It's just a normal little kind of rehab house. I'm guessing this is a very highly rental market, being that we're at a $40,000 price point. So what I want to do here, guys, I want to take this in a completely different direction, because when I do low income flipping, I kind of throw the formula out the window and I just strictly look at what are investors buying these low income as is properties. So what we're going to do here is I'm going to save this property. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and duplicate this. So I'm going to duplicate my tab, and with the second tab here I created, I'm going to go ahead and X out that property, and then there's my property right here, right? So you see how it's hearted for 40,000. That's where I'm at. So I'm going to zoom in on my neighborhood here, and I'm going to get my head around the neighborhood. So this is really easy because we got some major roads here. There's some railroad tracks coming through here. So I'm going to go ahead and draw. I'm going to click remove boundary, draw. And I'm just going to follow along this major road, come down this major road, and get past along the tracks here, and then follow up this major road. And what I've done now is I've isolated, click apply, I've isolated just this little neighborhood. And the only house for sale right now, well, let me get rid of my filter because it still has my old filter for investor. So let's get rid of that, and then click done. Okay, so we've got an active 2-bedroom. Well, let me do one more filter. I'm going to go over here and click under 1,000 feet. So we don't look at anything over 1,000 feet. And then let's go ahead and accept that. That got rid of a couple things. And then I'm going to go to home type, Make sure we're just looking at houses and not anything else. And then under beds and baths, I'm gonna click 2-bedroom, but I'm gonna click use exact match. That way I don't look at 3 bedrooms, or I guess 1 bedrooms, but just 2 bedrooms, then click done. So on the market here, we've got one active at 55. There's one over here for 65, but it's under foreclosure, so who knows what's going on. But I don't want to see actives, I want to see solds. But just so we know, there's really nothing on the market except one other house at 55 in that neighborhood. Now, when I click sold under those same filters, I've got a bunch of information here, but Missouri is a non-disclosure. So unfortunately, we've got all this data here with no information on the sale price, which is very frustrating. You know, if I have a real estate license in this area, I could get all that information because I can look it up and see what it actually sold for. But because it's a non-disclosure state, they're not required to put the information. So some of them do, like you can look at this one right here for 52. In fact, let me go over here and sort this by high to low. And like this comp right here, that's that one down right here. In fact, this one is one street below our house, right here. This one on Fort Avenue for 55. So this house sold for 55, and let's take a quick look at it. It's about our size, but cute little house. Someone redid the wood floors, so it's clean, you know, like this is an existing bathroom. They didn't even paint. You can see worn out walls, missing flooring in this room. So they just did some wood floors in the other room, old original cabinets. So this is actually not that much different than our condition of our house. Because again, if we look at our house, look, we've got wood floors, we've got, you know, kind of messed up flooring there, basic kitchen that's existing. So this comp at 55, where'd it go? This comp at this one, at 55, it's even a little smaller and it got 55. We're listed for sale for 40. So this is a great comp because assuming our house is similar, we could get the same similar price. So let's go ahead and close this one out. What else do we have? We have a 38 comp over here. This one's doesn't really help us, but let's go up to another high one here. This one at 52. Now this has a little garage, which is nice. Roof looks worn out. But again, look it's existing. It's the original cabinets. This is not fixed up or not really that much nicer. It does have air conditioning. I don't know if ours does, but this got 52. Let's see, what do we got next? 48's some kind of commercial building. 47 is this little house. And again, original cabinets. Looks a little nicer. Has a little garage back here. That got 47. And next we've got 42. This little house got 42. Looks kind of nice. Look, there's our cabinets though, right? A white cabinets, broken drawer right there, just like we have. That's a Pergo or something, super cheap to put down. So I think it's small though, 685. You know, at least we are, what are we, 884. So we're kind of a bigger one. So I honestly think if I was patient, I could probably not really do much to my house, maybe clean it up a little bit, fix a couple little things, maybe budget $1,000, $1,500, but I could probably flip this house for about 50, maybe 55, listed for 40, just came out. So if I get in here and I can get this thing for cheap enough, I might be able to just turn around and flip it. Maybe if I'm patient, I could find a buy and hold investor that would want it, or one strategy I use is just do a takedown. So I would buy it, and then turn around and just relist it again, even though it's just listed, if I get it for a good deal. So my basic strategy right now with this deal is, what if I could buy it for like 30,000? What if they took that? I don't know, they're asking 40. What if I could take it down for 30 and do nothing else? Maybe spend $1,000 on a couple things, but basically just relist it for $49,900, wait a little bit, be patient, and get a buyer for $50,000 or $54,900. You know, I got comps showing 55, 52, and try to sell it for, you know, 50, buy it for 30, sell it for 50, just doing a buy resell strategy. And I'll pay commissions and closing fees, but probably could walk out of there with, you know, $15,000 on a spread after paying fees. So that's what I'm going to try to do on this one, is just do a straight takedown. Again, I could also wholesale those same numbers, assuming I could find a buyer as well. And before we call though, I want to show one other thing for those of you that work a non-disclosure state. So let's take one of these like this one here. This one's a 2-bedroom, 1-bath, 888. If I pull this up, it sold this summer. There's no pictures on here, but one thing I'll look at here to help me, this is not a foolproof system here, but what I'll do is I'll go down to the listing price and look here. It was listed for sale June 23rd for $49,900. They dropped it to $44,900. It went pending immediately at $44,900, went pending, and then sold about 2 weeks later. I'm gonna go ahead and guess that was a cash buyer. Retail can't close in 2 weeks. And then they just removed the listing. They didn't put in the sold price. But I'm gonna guess this thing probably got around asking price, maybe 40. Now I don't know the condition of this thing because there's no pictures, but this would be a comp that sold at 40, I'm gonna guess, using that kind of logic. Let's go to a different one here. This one is a 2-bedroom, 1-bath, sold about 2 months ago. This one's got pictures, but look, it's pretty rough. Look at the flooring on this thing. It's missing, oh no, that's wood floors, it's just trashed. But look at this thing, missing trim. Look how bad this is. This is pretty bad shape.
Those are great cabinets.
Nice cabinets. You like those, Tyler? What color is that, by the way?
That's a teal. That's a cyan.
Tyler thinks that's teal. What does that say, Tyler? No, I don't know. You think that's teal? I'm colorblind, so I don't know. Tyler, if you think that's teal, leave a comment and say, Tyler, the video guy, you're dead on. That's teal. I don't know what color that is, but
oh, that's green.
This is green.
Multicolor cabinets.
So we have teal, green, white, and pink.
They got everything going on there.
The air conditioning is worth more than the house. Updated water heater. Okay, so let's look here though let's see if there's anything else interesting about this house. This thing's pretty hammered though, but let's go down and look at the price history because that will give us something. Okay, so listed on 8/30 for $55, next day pending. So when you see something come out and it's pending the next day, there's a very high chance that it's going to sell for around asking price. Not always, but so that and then it sold what? Literally a week later. Okay, so this probably sold for, I'm going to say, around 50, maybe full price. I don't know. So that's an awesome comp because it got 50, for a neighborhood there. That one got 55. Let's try one more. So this one sold again, end of the summer. This is nice though. Look at, like, they did new carpets. Kitchen's clean, nothing's falling apart. You got, it's kind of older tile and stuff, but this is, someone kind of kept up on it a little. Now that drop ceiling's not too cool, but cute little yard. And let's see what this thing did. So this thing, we don't know what it sold for, but we can look that it was listed, pending, listed, pending, listed, pending. So let's go to the most recent one. So listed for $74,900. Took about a month to go pending, sold another month or so later. And so 75, maybe they got 70, 65, but this is kind of retail. I bet you this sold retail because it's pretty clean and nice. So, you could look at these and say, you know what, we could probably flip it if I spend money on it for, 70, 75, because there's a comp for it. Are there any others? There's one more over here. So plenty of comps. Now this one's interesting too, because this looks like a flip as well, because the pictures just look super clean on it. Okay, Tyler, what color is this?
Those are blue.
Okay, blue. What is this, a mud room or something? Because I don't know what this must, because that's not the kitchen. Because I saw the kitchen. Here's the kitchen. So, but look at, this is...
Laundry room, the blue.
Yeah, laundry room, laundry mud room. But look at this. This looks like kind of updated cabinets. This is new appliances. They did a backsplash. So this is a rehab here. And this one did good. This one got, okay. So look at this. So this is a flip here. Check it out. I love this. So this sold 12/24 of 2019 for $39,900. So it's sold for 40 grand. Remember what we're doing. We're trying to establish the value of our house. So it's sold for 40. Somebody went in and did a rehab. They listed it for $99,900 on 7/7. So it took them about 6 months of messing around. Then it went pending in a week and sold a month later. So I'm gonna guess this thing sold for probably $95,000 as a 2-bedroom, 1-bath, 768 square foot flip. And look at it though. Let's go through and look at it. The outside's nice. I don't know if they painted that. I don't think so. Looks just, maybe they painted these pillars. But check out the inside here. I mean, it's existing. They probably didn't do these wood floors, but this is new tile, new kitchen. So they spent probably $6 grand on that kitchen, $7 grand with appliances. And then, let's see, that's new. That looks kind of new maybe. I don't know. There's a little back porch thing here. That's all we got. No garage. But this flipper bought it for 40. So what I'm going to try to do, guys, is I'm going to try to buy our house for 30 and then see if I can flip it to this guy for 40. Maybe we can. Let's go ahead and call this agent right now and see what we can get done. Hey, how you doing?
Good. Yourself?
Good. Hey, thanks for calling.
Yeah, no problem. Sorry I missed you there earlier.
Yeah, no worries. So looking at this little house you got here on Thoman, yeah. Yeah, what can you tell me about it?
So this one here, I wanted to give you a call and kind of touch base with you. This is actually my business partner's listing. I have not seen this one a whole lot. Actually, I haven't seen this one at all. I don't know a ton of information about it. I do know that it obviously needs some work. It's an investment property for sure. So we don't have any offers on it right now. I know we've had quite a bit of traffic on it the last couple of days especially. But for more details on the property, I can get with him and have, get some of that info for you and do all of that as well. Are you in the area locally and want to take a look at it, or are you going to be out of town?
No, I'm out of town, but, I don't need to see it. I do a lot of remote, sight unseen.
Gotcha. Okay.
That whole neighborhood's got a lot of little 2-bedroom houses like that, so.
Yep, absolutely.
Yeah, there's a handful of them where you don't know because of the non-disclosure,
Yeah, exactly.
But, you got it priced kind of like right there where it looks like some of those little homes sell for, in similar condition.
Yeah, absolutely.
How well do you know that neighborhood?
Honestly, right now, if I had my computer in front of me, I could tell you a lot more about it. But truthfully, at this point, Springfield's kind of in that area where everything's growing so fast that even the areas that aren't great are becoming better, it seems like, by the second. Which is kind of crazy to think about, considering where some of those areas a year and a half ago, 2 years ago, I would have never owned a house there. But we have a lot of folks coming into our area from big cities and whatnot. They're just helping bring these places up a whole lot.
Yeah. Are there many retail buyers, or are these mostly just buy and hold investors that are buying these?
Both. So we have a lot of folks that are buying these and selling them, and then they're selling them to the retail buyer. We have a few. We have a few folks that are doing, house hacking, and they're buying theirs and kind of live-in flippers. Yep. And those are harder to come by, obviously, just because most people that are going to buy a house don't have the ability or time or know-how to do a flip. But there are quite a few folks that are doing the buy, flip, and then retail it out. So we're seeing a little bit of all of that happen in our area for sure.
Yeah. Well, so my deal is I'm cash, but because of that, I'm kind of aggressive. Like I want a deal. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
So it kind of has to be the right situation. It's a lot of work because I got to make a lot of offers to get that, home run kind of deal.
Yeah,
so,
absolutely. No, we work with a lot of investors on our team, so I know exactly where you're coming from for sure.
Okay. Yeah. So, it's strictly the numbers for me. I try not to get too emotional, although some people take offense or whatever.
Oh yeah.
Sometimes when you make low offers, but just kind of like is what it is. And if I can get a great deal, then I do it. If not, I forgot to mention too, I'm unrepresented, so I'd let you write the offer.
Okay.
Are you able to do that?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, they allow dual agency.
Great.
This client of ours understands that we work with a lot of clients that are either investors or house hackers and stuff. So they understand that.
I mean, it's not like there's a ton of money anyway on these little houses.
No, yeah, he's not. A client selling a $40,000 house isn't going to go broke on the commissions. That's for sure.
Yeah, you got to do a lot of those to make it worth your time, I bet, right?
I love my investor business because it's great relationships with these people that I work with frequently here. We've got one group of guys that we probably helped buy and sell 20 homes this year. It's a great relationship. Some of them are 10 grand and I don't love them, and some of them are 110 grand and I'm okay with it, and some of them are a little bit more than that and I really like it.
Yeah.
But it's beggars can't be choosers, I guess, on those situations.
Well, and hopefully you can create a volume type relationship or at least an ongoing repeat. I mean, I'd love to get on your list as a cash buyer investor. And
absolutely.
I mean, the perfect scenario for me is you and I have a great relationship where you call me about these things before you even list them, and maybe pocket listing and get a deal done before they even go on market.
Yeah, we actually have. I would say. I mean, we always have listings coming up. I mean, that's just how it goes for us with the investments, especially. But we've got a list of folks that we shoot these out to before we send them on the market.
Perfect.
I can't say that we put them out a week early or anything like that, but we'll send them to our investors, and we try not to play favorites with that either. It's hey, I don't know your situation from day to day, whether you have the money or you put it somewhere else, and I don't know that situation for the rest of my clients either. So I'm going to send this, that crazy hot listing to somebody, 10 people at a time. And if you're ready to make an offer, great. If you're not, that's okay. You can be, in the future. And that's kind of how we play with our folks.
Well, I'm okay. I'm okay with favorites as long as I'm the favorite. That's fine with me.
Exactly. I hear that too many times to ever go ahead and pick a favorite.
Well, you know how I'll be your favorite is after we close like 5 transactions. Then I'll be your favorite. Yeah.
It definitely, that definitely helps strengthen numbers there.
Yeah, for sure. Well, that's cool. Well, I mean, honestly, for me to make this thing work, I would need to be kind of around 30 on it.
Okay.
And I'm okay if if you can do a verbal, that's fine too. Like just call the seller and say, hey, I got a cash buyer. He's at 30. What do you want to do? And then we can put it in writing if he wants to entertain it.
Yeah, and that's kind of what I'll do. I know my business partner was mentioning that he does have a bottom dollar, and he's not anybody at all that gets emotional about properties either. So he's got a bottom dollar, and if it's less than 30, he'll take it. If not, he's not afraid to just send hey, I need this, and then we'll call it good type of deal. Yeah,
I'd rather shoot straight too. That's great.
Cool. Well, let me and you know what? I never even got your name.
Oh, it's Jerry. Sorry, Jerry. Yep.
Jerry, and what's your last name?
Norton.
Norton. Okay, perfect, Jerry. Well, awesome. Let me go talk to my business partner. And so here's one thing that's kind of nice, because we have a team. Myself and my business partner own the team, but when we get in this situation where I've got a buyer, he's got a seller, or vice versa, we try to keep it separate. So I know your number, and I if you were to say, hey, listen, I'd go to 33. I'm not going to go tell him that. I get to play that card. I like negotiating against agents. I really like negotiating against my own team. That makes it kind of fun for me. I get to tell them about my victories afterwards. So
after it closes and they look it up on public record, and then they're like,
"Yep,
dang it, Josh got me."
By the way, he would have paid this or whatever. So, yeah, what I'll do is I'll just go talk to him and say, "Hey, listen, I've got this guy. He's wanting to make an offer of 30. Is that going to work?" And he'll shoot me straight. He'll call his guy. His guy will say, "Hey, listen, if he gives me X, we're good," or "Hey, yeah, 30 will do it, and just get it out of my hair," type of deal. So this seller's a kind of a no BS kind of guy either, so it's kind of nice.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah.
Well, awesome, Mr. Norton. I'll be hollering at you here shortly, and we'll get this figured out.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Thanks. Have a good one.
Okay. Talk to you soon.
Bye-bye.
All right. So see what happens here. I mean, that guy was really cool. Obviously works with investors. I love agents who are investor friendly. I kind of figured that would be the case going in here because look at our price point, right? We're at the under 50,000 kind of neighborhood, which means most of these properties are probably investor properties, although he did say there's some retail buyers coming in there. And, some of these comps, I don't know the actual sale price on these, but like some of these we looked at, they looked really nice, really great shape. And the listings that they came out for were pretty high. We don't know what they closed for, but I can assume on some of them that they probably got close to ask price because they were not on the market very long. So whenever a property is not on the market very long, then more than likely the actual sale price is going to be pretty close to list price because, a seller's not going to fire sale a property that they just listed in most cases. So, there are some strong kind of retail looking numbers, but what I find really interesting is there's some very similar homes selling for 50, 55, 52, even high 40s. So if I can get this thing for 30, my strategy would probably be just put it back up for sale. I know it's listed for 40, but it's a brand new listing. They're getting a lot of action. They're getting a lot of showings. My gut's telling me that it's probably going to sell for around 40 if they're just patient. So if I can come in here and grab the thing for 30, maybe I'll go in there and do a little cleanup. Sometimes I can spend $1,500, make a world of difference, and put it back up for sale and be patient a little bit and get 45, maybe 50, and I bought it for 30. So that would be a strategy that I would probably look at on something like this. Or maybe I can find an investor. Maybe I can package this in a way that's attractive to a buy and hold investor. So anyway, if I can get around 30, now of course, if they come back and say, we take your 30, I'll get a contract with an inspection contingency. I'll go in there and really make sure I understand all my numbers, make sure 30 actually is a good deal where I've got a $10,000 or $15,000 spread on it. If not, then I would go back and renegotiate that, see if I can get it down even lower. But I kind of want to go in and get my foot in the door at 30, see if that works. We'll find out. But that's kind of the mindset that I have around this type of deal with a really kind of low income market. So hope that was helpful. Hope you guys saw how I kind of positioned myself, talk to that real estate agent. Again, one of the things I really try to show with agents is to build that long-term relationship. We joked around about me being his preference cash buyer when he's working with cash buyers because he clearly is working with investors. And in fact, he explained that they try to move properties before they go on market. And that's where this is huge because now he becomes a referral source for a lot of deals. So I'm hoping now that he'll start to contact me with deals and I can do deals as time goes on in that market that are now off market, right? Because now they don't go on market. We work out a deal before he lists it. He still gets paid a commission from the seller, so it doesn't cost me anything. But yet I've got somebody bringing me great investment deals. And that's kind of the idea there. It's how you can really build a business around investor relationships or agent relationships. Okay, so I did all of this manually, guys, but honestly, this is not the way that you want to really run your business, is the way I just showed it here, where you're not tracking and organizing the information. You're not keeping copious notes. To do that, I have a deal management system called Flipster. It's amazing because you can organize and operate and streamline all of your business all in one platform, from leads to analyzing your deal analyzers, your contracts, all of your communication, a workflow, your contracts, everything in one central place. So if you want to learn more and see that in action, go to getflipster.com. And thank you for joining me. If you found this video helpful, say, Jerry, you are a flipping genius. And be sure to subscribe to the channel. This is the #1 channel on YouTube for all things wholesaling and flipping. And I'll see you on the next video.